Warning, this video may contain spoilers.
The Brightburn movie has recently been released, showing a story nearly identical to DC's Superman, except for the killing of course, making this movie and the concepts for it that much more amazing. It gives the viewers a glimpse into the possibilities of a character like Superman, discovering his powers and using them against anyone who stands in his way. There are almost no limits to what this character will do, and as you may know, less limitations on a character means more possibilities for the story. And that isn't even touching the surface of the possibilities for Brendan's powers. So far, only the early and basic uses of his powers have been shown, and it isn't even truly clear where his powers come from or what they really are. But one thing that is made clear is one of his weaknesses, which is whatever material the ship he arrived in is made of, as seen when he first discovers it and falls onto it, which ends up cutting him, as well as later in the movie when his mother tries to use a piece of the ship against him. So this already shows that there's more of a story being established for the character. Again, very similar to Superman, simply because of this material being one of the only known weaknesses that can be used against him. It's pretty much his kryptonite. It isn't shown in the movie if he hides or destroys the ship or not, but it's very possible that if he didn't, it can be used against him in a future movie, using some kind of weapons made of this material. Although the supply would be very limited, since there is only one known ship made of this material on Earth, which leads to the next reason there could possibly be a part 2 of Brightburn, and that is the possibility of whatever sent him to Earth coming to Earth for him, as the movie would show an alien race sent Brendan to Earth to take the world, as you can hear him say at one point in the movie. This would allow so many new scenarios in the story, showing even more similarities to the story of Superman. But this time, the aliens would be most likely helping him, simply because they would have the same goal, assuming that goal is to take the Earth. Now, aliens is simply the name that will be used for them in this video, but it isn't even clear what they really are. Whatever they are, they could be even more powerful than Brendan himself, seeing that there isn't much known about them yet either. If this is how the movie plays out, there are one of two ways I see this going. The first possible direction the second movie could go with this is the humans versus aliens scenario, with the aliens being Brendan and whatever race sent him to Earth, as well as some other characters that clues were given about at the end of the movie, which leads to the second possible direction that the second Brightburn movie could take. And this direction is seeming pretty similar to the Justice League, and it could be very similar, but of course there could also be some huge differences, which is pretty much one of the biggest appealing factors for the Brightburn movie. At the end of the movie, when Brendan is shown on the news, there's a guy seen talking about characters that seem pretty similar to Brendan, characters with other kinds of superpowers. This seems to be setting up the perfect scenario for the second movie, where there are characters that are very similar to the characters of the Justice League, except they would possibly be helping each other to take the world instead of saving humans. And their powers would be either slightly different or very different, with the human fish character most likely being this story's version of Aquaman, and the witch girl being Wonder Woman. But during the scene where the guy is seen talking about this, a screen showing images of them can be seen. On this screen, there are 6 places where the images of the characters would be. There are only pictures for 5 of the characters, with one of them missing, meaning there is probably another character that is known about, but there's no image for some reason. But either way, this means that the second movie could possibly have 6 main characters, which there are also 6 main characters in the Justice League. Now, these new characters may not all have the same goal, and they could possibly fight each other. This opens up the possibility where one character that wants to save humanity fights 5 characters that want to take the world, or it could be the other way around. Of course, any of these could make an extremely interesting scenario, and the concepts and overall direction that this movie seems to be taking could be very interesting to watch. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to never miss an awesome video on the channel, and until next time, later.